Well, welcome to Conscious Gatherers. This is episode 127, and today's date is August the 20th, 2024. My name is Beverly Thompson, and my co-host is AJ Royce.
Hello, everybody.
Well, welcome to this episode, and we're just a few things that we're going to go over with a nice insight from Miss Royce, and really it's about here's what I wrote down. How ridiculous does it have to get in this world, on this world? And so that's been a lot of the conversation because to me, it's absolutely amazing to see what's going on and the weird stuff that's going on, the odd stuff, the crazy stuff. It's like, what's really going on?
Mm-hmm. It's like somebody's asking us, has it gotten crazy enough? So are you seeing it now?
Exactly. It's like,
do you have your eyes open?
It's in your face. It's like, there's a lot more I could say that I might keep my mouth shut on, but it's just like, oh my God, some of these people that are so-called leaders, and a lot of them are stepping aside. Some of them are just speaking hogwash. I call it bullshit, so might as well just say it. And their selections of their people helping them, I'm like, what is going on here? Why? Some of these people, I'm just like, And I do understand on a much deeper level is, are you awake yet? And yes, we create our own reality, and we're looking at what reality do we really want to create, what we see as our reality in this physicalness that we are. But now, we're even going beyond that physicalness of what we are, and we're seeing so much more of ourselves in a much deeper sense, which is absolutely amazing, beautiful beings that we truly are. But it's like, let's get through this BS first.
Yeah. Get beyond the smoke screen.
A lot of smoke screens going up, literally smoke, with a lot of the fires that are going on, people dying in odd ways. Just really some odd things going on. Protests going on in this week is the DNC in Chicago, the National Democratic National Convention, and all the so-called protesters that are going on there. My understanding, over 100,000 people. I'm like, well, what is really going on there? And I think it's for all of us to take a look. It's like, is this something that we really, really want? And so think about that. Are we hurting another being? How do we feel when we start tuning into some of these events? Does it make us pull in, make us sick to our stomach, whatever it may be? But it's to start realizing how it affects each one of us, and how it affects those of you listening in whatever way it is. Be it this transgenderism that's been going on. It bothers a lot of people. There are people saying, finally, we can talk about this. So you do have both sides, so-called sides. Mm-hmm. But the whole thing is people want to be recognized for who and what they are. But not, my thing is, don't be talked into something that's a bunch of BS. So,
yeah, while you were talking, I was thinking about the yin-yang. When those two sides are together, it makes a whole, and it's a balanced whole. But you pull them apart, and it's two different things, out of whack, not functioning as a whole, but as two extremes. But then again, when you pull it back together again, it is a balanced whole. So we might want to think about that in our daily lives and about all these different directions that we're being pulled in. What is it that makes us feel whole?
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned being pulled in certain directions.
Mm-hmm.
And so are we giving in to being pulled in whatever direction that we think we need to go? Or are we feeding into the propaganda that's being put out there?
Yeah.
And there's so much of that. Talking about this week, I'm seeing a conversation between a gentleman that was interviewing another gentleman and his clone. And his clone was in another place. And you couldn't tell which was what. They both answered just fine. It's like, wow. Are we okay with that? Are we really okay? And can we even, again, we can't even tell when you're looking at it. CGI, same thing. People have gotten so good at that, at least through the camera, that you can't tell the difference. The voice is there. I mean, the capabilities are incredible. However, we're going to discuss that more in just a bit, or we'll just go right into it. You want to go right into it? Okay. Because today, at least I was seeing, or we were both seeing, a group of what I call the cosmic brothers and sisters. And actually I saw about 5 of them, and I believe on a ship. But so I could see them through my third eye, and there was communication with me. I didn't quite get all the communication personally. Excuse me. So, but I was being shown some graphics, and so. But the basics of it all is that the ability we have on Earth through CGI or through some of these, or they didn't mention cloning. It was really more CGI, and even sky events, that sort of thing, which have happened and that we think are real, but
are they?
yeah, are they real? But I was, I guess we're both being shown is that these are cosmic brothers and sisters, look much like Nordics, very beautiful people. Actually, they look very human. And but their technology is that much greater than what we have been utilizing on Earth, even though we have reverse engineered and working with other beings that have advanced technology. So that definitely has been going on and been going on for a very long time. Of course, who are we? We are them too. That we come and go on Earth. But all right, that's a whole other subject. But regarding the CGI is that they can overcome or override. It's what I wrote down. And so, in other words, they can these I call it the very benevolent beings or cosmic brothers and sisters can basically make that disappear. In fact, you were seeing.
I was seeing it as if it was like Pac-Man. Like if there was something that we were projecting CGI, like in the sky, what they could do was just like send little Pac-Man and gobble it up. But it would be done right in front of our faces so we could see that there was false stuff being presented to us.
And they have the abilities to present a holographics in our sky too. And I think that we're going to be shown a lot of the Earth history, plus what goes on in the cosmos, and a better understanding of ourselves through some of these means. So that to me, that's exciting.
Yeah, but that's stuff to teach us and to uplift us, not to bring us down or make us afraid, like something that we might do.
Yes.
Because it goes, I'm sure you've heard of the prime directive, Star Trek terms, Well, they operate according to that sort of thing, a prime directive. You do not interfere, but you can uplift. So they're not going to interfere by making us afraid and bring us down.
Exactly. Universal law is another terminology that is used. Yes, there have been a lot of negative beings on this earth that have done that, and to scare us, for instance, hurt people, mutilations such as cattle mutilations, and that is stopping.
Yes.
Yeah, which I thought it stopped years ago, but I'm finding out maybe not.
No, but it is going to be stopped abruptly.
That includes the human trafficking that's gone on the planet as well as off the planet, by the way. And not to scare any of you, but realize that a lot of this crap's going on.
Yep.
And it's no longer going to be tolerated. And so what I'm getting is all those falsities that through propaganda, through whatever it may be, is coming to an end.
Yep.
If we allow it to come to an end. And that's for to wake us up, because looking at this world and all that stuff that's going on in the last months or weeks or days, actually, it's like ridiculous. So, yes, I would love for you to share your insight today, Royce.
Okay, because it fits right in with what we're talking about. Okay, this is the way it goes. What is to come of the operations playing themselves out on the earth plane? We say that the follies of men are to be circumvented. In other words, the misaligned propaganda is about to cease. And I said, who is speaking, please? And the answer, we are the Star Atlas group. We, as in the members of this group, consist of delegates from various places, such as planets, and various disciplines, such as military, engineering, and civilian. Per Earth's timeline of continuity, we have come to convene with a chosen few from the Earth's population who have held themselves apart from the distractions of deceit. We are here to offer assistance in overcoming the tumultuous events which are destined to transpire unless there is a mass and massive shift in the consciousness of Earth's inhabitants. We have seen the outcomes of 3 timeline possibilities. 2 of the outcomes are less than desirable, wrought with chaos. But there is one, a bright and shining star, well worth the effort of achieving. And so we leave you this day with the knowledge that there are those out amongst the stars who see your worth and who are willing to make the effort to help you succeed in becoming greater than your current situation would lead you to believe. We thank you for relaying this message to those who would listen and respond. And I would like to read the very first part of this again, because it's rather important to keep it in mind. What is to come of the operations playing themselves out on the earth plane? We say that the follies of men are to be circumvented. In other words, the misaligned propaganda is about to cease.
So, I see. Thank you.
Sure.
Wow. Yeah, the operations are playing themselves out, and the deceit and the I can't remember what you just said about the propaganda.
Misaligned propaganda.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, misaligned propaganda. So it's like there's a lot of this going on, and again, what we have talked about in previous episodes is that what is the reason behind all this? Who is doing this? Why are they doing it? And I can name some names, but I'm not going to. But just look around, and you're going to start seeing some of this where they basically will put their thumb on you, and you can't do a darn thing. Well, that's what they want you, because they're going to want you scared. Because we are, as Ms. Royce has talked about, becoming homoluminous beings, and so we're recognizing our abilities. So, please add to that if you would. Go ahead. Well, let's talk about being homoluminous, if you would.
Well, the raising in vibration is the thing that causes us to be able to hold more light. And that is, in essence, the meaning of homoluminous, beings who are capable of holding light on a continuous basis. The ones who are the fear mongers, who are trying to dummy down the human species, underestimate one thing: our true essence. We have an open-ended DNA. It's like a string of numbers that keeps going and has the ... at the end. There's no way to contain it. Its possibilities are endless. Therefore, we are limitless in our capabilities. And so do not be fooled by the ones who would try to keep you boxed up and to keep you afraid, because they cannot change what you really are. If they manage to do that, it will be short-lived, because our essence is to keep expanding and expanding and growing and holding more and more light. That's just who we are.
Yeah, thank you. So basically, it's let any of those frustrations that many of us have gone through, but turn it to acknowledgement of what you want to see in your life or your lives. So again, it's what you said, propaganda is being shown for what it is.
Yep.
Really that.
But it's about to cease.
Pardon me. Yeah. I think we're supposed to talk about this and start coughing.
Well, you're getting over a cold too, so.
I am. Thank you. Pardon me, guys. I wanted to bring up monkeypox. They're trying to make it very scary, and I can't say it's not scary, but a lot of it, I'm like, maybe not. That the pox part, or that people have been getting shingles, and I understand a lot of it's through some of the vaccines that have been given to people, and causing that to happen. I'm not saying that happens in every instance, not at all, but it's been an increase in that. And so is it monkeypox, or is it, or it's something else? And the other thing is, with the monkeypox, they're trying to make it as scary as possible. It's interesting at this time of year before an election. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like
kind of reminiscent of another time frame, isn't it?
Yeah. And just think about how ridiculous is this whole thing. It's like, well, that's nature, and somebody messing around with nature. But anyway, from what I'm hearing, there's going to be some vaccines out for the monkeypox. I just caution anybody that's listening, make sure you know what's in that shot before you get it.
And discern.
Yeah, to me, it might be a lot more dangerous than any disease you're going to get. And so please discern. If it's something you want, then that's up to you. That's your choice.
Absolutely.
But just, it's like, dang, remember, it's your body and your health. I understand that. And but there's a lot of people that love you, and it affects everybody. So it's just like, treat yourself with kindness and love. So before you put in something into your body that you don't know what it is, don't do it. So it's time to be a little more blunt. So
she had something to say and she said it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just it's just like, God dang, it's a lot of stuff that's supposed to have been happening by now. It is happening. I know there's a lot going on behind the scenes. Been told that for actually years, and it's just taking out the cabal, or whatever terminology you want to use. And indeed, that is happening. I think more of it's going to be shown for what it is. We talked about the military tribunals for years, and I do feel that those are going on. And when I talk about military tribunals, I think there's a lot of people that have been out there that are not so kind and have caused treason or murder or trafficking or whatever it may be, and they're being held responsible. And so, some of these people are being shown for what they've done. And obviously now look like they're trying to keep the war machine going. And what does that do? Does that fill the coffers? And also keeps you in fear. And it's like, do we really want to go there? So in other words,
yeah, we're bigger than this.
Much bigger. So what do you really want for your life? I know. Do you want to play the war game because they told you to? It's like, what the heck? So to me, it's just getting totally ridiculous, and it's in our faces. And I don't know how much more ridiculous it can get. So anyway, I'm blowing off steam tonight. So thank you for hanging in there. All right. But there are some beautiful days to come, and we're getting through it. Today I was told to hang on. Literally, that was the words I got, hang on. So I'm recommending that you all hang on too.
Yes, and please remember that stupid is as stupid does.
Yep. It's like, okay.
We don't need to act like stupid people. Stupid people are worse than ignorant people. Ignorant people don't know any better. They're unknowing. But stupid people are the ones who know better but do it anyway. Let's not do that.
And that's for their own nefarious means. So when we say stupid, they're educated, but they want to keep everybody in fear for control purposes. And that's what's happening now, is that all this old control mechanisms are failing. But I tell you what, they're trying to keep it going.
Yeah.
But again, how much more ridiculous can it get?
Yes, and please let's stop feeding our children and women, especially, to the dirt. We're killing the children, and we're killing the women. And that's how we progenerate, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
If you kill off our future and you kill off the producers of the future, then what do you have?
Yeah. All right. I could go on and stories I've heard, because it's like, oh my gosh, some of these young people. Well, I'm going to tell this one story. Because
okay.
If it's true, and that's the other thing, because you look at some of this stuff online, you're like, But a young lady decided she wanted to be male. So I think she went ahead and did the hormonal thing, et cetera, et cetera. Well, she got pregnant. She had no idea she could get pregnant. Or she had to he, she, whatever, had the female parts, but because she felt she transitioned, she couldn't get pregnant.
Wow.
I know. It's like, okay. And so it's like, let's explain some of these things to our young people. We're here, in whatever gender that we decided to come in on. Yeah, and I understand there are some that have spent more lives in another gender, and they come in, such as a male, and they come in as a female. All of a sudden, it's like because of the many lives that they've lived here on Earth, it's hard for them to
can't discern what's real time and what's past.
Yeah, and so they have a tough time with it, and so I understand that. So, but on the other side of the coin is like, this is a neat thing to do, is to change our genders. Oh, this is wonderful. Everybody's doing it. To me, it's peer pressure stuff going on. So this is my opinion, only my opinion. So want to make sure that you do understand that.
Yeah, but keep in mind that the human brain doesn't mature until in your 20s. In your 20s.
Yeah.
So how in the world can you make a balanced decision with something that serious?
And transitioning children at a young age, that are maybe 6 or 7 years old. That's like, oh my God, you're mutilating them. Yeah, I honestly believe that. It's like, oh my God, what are you doing? So wake up, people. And then we've got this most beautiful, I feel, future for ourselves. But it's like getting rid of all of these mechanisms that keep us down. We're not going to do. I say, don't do it anymore.
Yeah, the Star Atlas group said, they've seen 3 different timeline possibilities. 2 of them were not great, but there was one that was like a bright and shining star and well worth saving. So let's shoot for that one.
Yeah, I do think that's where we're going.
I do too.
I felt that we were already over that precipice, that, from what the Atlas group is telling us, today, it's like, maybe, that possibility still exists. But I tell you what, those dark ones are still trying to push that on us, and, we're calling out the BS on them.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm done with going through a little bit of a tirade, but it's so darn important right now.
Well, there comes a time when you have to suck it up and just speak your truth, and that's what we were told to do, speak our truth. And hopefully there are people who are listening and who are willing to speak their truth too. Pass it along.
Yeah, please do. Please do. All right, we'll be back here in 2 weeks, which is will be recorded on the 3rd of September. And as soon as we're going to go live on YouTube. At least that's what we're thinking about doing very seriously. So we can, so you can see us, and if we have any diagrams to show you, we can do that too, and a little more interaction. And so we'll, when we get that up and running, we will let you know. And so I don't know if that's going to happen by on September 3rd, but we'll keep you informed, and we'll mention it on our YouTube page.
Yeah, just look. It'll be something to look forward to. Then you'll be able to see Bev pointing her finger at me, wanting me to take over, saying something, and I'm sitting here like a deer in caught in the headlights.
That's all right.
So it ought to be quite amusing.
Yeah, I think you can hear it in our voices, and we obviously we feel we have a lot to share, and so a lot of things that we put out, I do hear other people saying the same thing, that those that are intuitive and tune into their higher self or God's self, source self, whatever you want to call it, or the Star Atlas beings. That's a new group for me, but
yeah, me too.
Yeah, so I got a feeling that's who I was seeing today, and but there's a lot of beautiful star people that are here to assist us as we're going through these transitions right now. So keep that in mind. They cannot do it for us.
That's right.
At all. They can assist us
Yeah.
in talking about the CGI and their ability to holographically project. Yeah, they do have that. So, keep your eyes in the sky and then discern if it's real or not. So a lot of ships showing up constantly, worldwide. I think some of them are ours, but when I say ours, on Earth.
Yeah.
And then some of them may be from other star systems. Sometimes it's hard to tell because we work with a lot of other star systems.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that's been held back from us, but we're a lot more advanced than I think most people can even comprehend.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Yeah, isn't that something to hold that back from people?
Yeah, it is. It's like, I don't think it's going to freak anybody out.
I don't either.
So, but whatever. All right. Well, thank you, and we love you. And stay strong in the heart, and dream. I mentioned last time, dream big, and dream even bigger, because it's all going to come forth as we create through those our thoughts.
Yeah. I did want to ask everybody's prayers for smooth sailing, as it were, for my cousin's wife, Tanya. She's getting ready to transition, and so that's going to be a tough one on my cousin. So please just, if you could hold Tanya in light and just have love in your heart for her, that would be greatly appreciated. And I want all of you to know that I am very grateful to be here on the planet with you, all of you, right now on this beautiful planet Earth. And I want to thank you for staying.
Yeah, remember, each of us are here for a reason, and let's make it great.
Yeah.
Together we can do it, and we are. All right. Good night.
Good night.